talking about that live.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying we can talk about that later,
Mm-hmm.
afterwards.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. My wife's here, and Emerson's here because it's our anniversary
Your
today.
anniversary.
Yeah.
No, this is exactly what you wanted to do.
No, it's fine. I even got the time wrong. Like I thought it was gonna be 17 years. It's not 18 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm dumb.
No. Yeah, good for you.
So
I forget how long my wife and I have been married sometimes.
really,
Well, yeah, it's like what? 4 years
I
now?
forgot. Yeah, I totally forgot.
Okay, so we're live. This is being recorded right now.
Yeah.
So, like, one of my guilty pleasures, or like one of my hobbies outside of RC, is, and this is like one of my favorite things to do. There's this Asian market like near my house, not near it, but I mean it's close enough. It's not
Right.
walking distance, but I go over there and like usually I have like an amount of money. So like last time it was $60. Like I have $60 to spend in there. I do this like once every month, 2 months. And people that don't know me, like one of my favorite things is ramen noodles, but not like top ramen. Like I
Real
like,
ramen. You're talking about real
yeah.
ramen.
Well, I don't know. Like they come in packets and whatever, but it's still different than like the ramen that you get for 15 cents at the store.
Yeah.
They're like $3 or so a pack or something like that. Some cost more, and my favorite thing to do is I get a whole bunch of different ones that I can't read. There's no English on them, so I have no idea what I'm getting. And I go off of the picture, like on the thing. So like one of them, like there's this chicken with like flames coming out of its mouth and a volcano in the background.
Yeah, so you assume that's
And
hot chicken.
Yeah, and there's like a whole bunch of like writing or words that I can't read. That's the one I'm getting every time. I'm getting ones like that. So I got that. And last time I was there, my wife Erin, she was like, "You should like get me something. Get like some of the mochi ice creams or something. Like they're those little like ball things or whatever." And so I was like, "All right, I'll get some of those." So when I did get that, and if somebody can read this, tell me what it says. When I got those, I saw these. And I was like, "Oh, those look kind of weird and cool." They're like these ice cream things. They're like ice milk. And I was like, what? Like, nobody knows. I have no idea what flavor. I didn't know what flavor it was or anything. These taste exactly like Fruity Pebbles, like cereal milk. Like, it's insane. They're only like 100 calories. But they come in this weird tube. Like, so you come in this bag, you open the bag, and they're in a bigger bag. And they come in this weird, like, tube that's cool. And I'm going to be eating one. But once it thaws enough. And you have to break this top off of it. So you break that top off of it and you like eat it like a milkshake.
Oh.
Like, it's really cool.
Yeah. Dude, one of the best parts about my China trip, now I was thinking about this 5 years ago, was the ice cream. They have some really, really good ice cream over there in China.
Oh, yeah.
Really good ice cream. Anytime, and they're all over the place. There's all these ice cream carts all over the place. You can get ice cream anytime you want.
Really?
But they still don't.
What this language this writing is in, though. It looks like it could be Korean, but I don't know. I'm not good enough at that. Yeah,
me neither. The crazy thing about that, though, is you could find ice cream, but you couldn't find any cold soda.
Really? Is all hot soda?
Yeah. Bizarre. Super bizarre. Anyways.
Weird.
It was weird. My voice is a little scratchy because I went and rode my bike today, and I exerted a lot of energy and was huffing and puffing a lot. So now I'm like I got like a dry mouth.
Yeah.
And like a little cough. And it was 90 degrees outside today. I didn't even realize it was supposed to be that hot.
Yeah, it is hot. That's why I'm having one of these bad boys.
Oh, yeah. Well, point of fact, my wife, now of 18 years as of today, April 26th, she is out in the old market with Emerson and my sister, probably going to Ted and Wally's ice cream. So
now at this very moment.
Yeah. So hopefully they bring back ice cream. If they don't, I'm going to be a little grumpy. Be like, where's mine? Where's my ice cream at?
What kind do you want?
What kind do I want?
Yeah.
I don't care as long as it's vanilla, chocolate, or cheesecake. I don't really care. Just nothing fruity. You know how Ted and Wally sometimes has like pineapple ice cream and stuff? I don't want any of that. Yeah, we don't want any of that.
Margie just texted me.
Oh, yeah. Well, then, yeah, some sort of kick-ass brownie sundae thing with cool flavors of ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. This is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex and your race director for the Hobbyplex show. With me as always,
Will Brinton.
And this show is probably just going to talk about the big race we just had. As always, this race is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show if you get a refinance or a new home loan, and you can get $500 lender credit or 0.125 off your interest rate. And we're closing tomorrow on my refinance through Pivot.
Closing time.
We're closing tomorrow. I'm excited. Tommy Smith was like, hey, are there any homes in your area for sale? And I was like, dude, you've got to be kidding me. There was literally our next door neighbor, like our next door house was for sale for one day. The house didn't even make it a day before it was sold. And right now in my neighborhood, that's what happens. The house goes for sale, it's gone. Like as soon as the sign's up. It's nuts. We thought about selling our house, but then what do we do? We'd turn
down by the river.
Yeah, we'd turn a profit, but then we'd have to go buy a house somewhere, and apparently homes are pretty short right now. So that's why we just said, the heck with it. Let's refinance.
I like your house.
I like my house too. I mean, it's perfect for the three of us. You know, we got an extra bedroom in case we get friends or family over, and I got my man cave and nice big basement. That's all finished.
Yeah.
We're probably going to put a bathroom down there.
Oh, in the basement?
I am so excited. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Dude, to be able to do
to pee in the sink?
Yeah, just to be able to do my business without going upstairs and opening the door while Gretchen's sleeping.
Yeah. It sucks having to go upstairs to poop or pee.
Yeah.
Man. You're downstairs, you're in the middle of a build, like it's almost like I just need like a bedpan or something to pee in. Something to get up.
that World of Warcraft South Park episode where Cartman's like, Mom, potty.
Bathroom.
Okay, poopkins.
Ooh, that's a big boy. She's got like poop all over her.
The first show the first house that my wife and I actually got, they had one bathroom, and you had to go through the kitchen to get to it.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird and very uncomfortable when either me or Gretchen were cooking dinner, and then one of us had to go drop a bomb.
Yeah,
that was the worst. It's like, why is this here? This makes no sense.
It's like they built the house like, oh, dang, dude, we forgot the bathroom, bro. And then they like had to build a bathroom. We'll just put it in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Is it a 2-story house?
Yeah, it was a 2-story. Yep.
So they just didn't want to have to lug the toilet up
I
the stairs.
guess not. What's up? What'd I do?
Ice cream update. So they don't have brownie sundaes.
Oh.
And then she said cannoli.
I don't care. That actually sounds kind of good.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. That's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. That's exciting. They're going to bring me back some ice cream.
Well, Gretchen should have dropped a super chat to ask that question.
Yeah, she should have. So right now there's 12 people watching right now. There will get more as we get going. But as always, the rules. Our rules are: if you have questions, we're going to try to get to them at the end. If you want to interrupt the show and get your question answered right away, You have to drop a super chat of some sort. That's been kind of fun ever since we started doing that. So, because you never know what you're going to get. I don't know. You want to just get right into it and talk about the race? It's kind of to me, this race and the week before with the entire track rebuild, getting rid of the nitro layout part of it and kind of putting in a true 10 scale layout, even though we still have a big track, but more of a kind of puts like an end to me. It feels like kind of an end on the last couple months that have just been like, for me, like nonstop.
Yeah.
You know,
it's definitely an end to winter.
Yeah. Cause it's 3 weeks now until our summer series starts up.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have a whole lot to do to the track, you know, other than regular upkeep. We've got just regular club racing for the next couple weeks. You know, just
3 weeks, huh?
Yeah. Well, the 22nd of May. So is that 3 weeks or 4 weeks? I think it's 3 weeks.
I need to order tires.
Yeah. But either way, it just felt like a bunch of weight was lifted off my shoulders, honestly, when it was done. Like, to thank you.
Yeah.
We're over this now. Now we can kind of calm down a little bit and just focus on the summer.
Yeah, getting ready for big races is intense at our track.
Yeah. And we didn't have much time. I mean, we only had, well, I guess we did race on dirt after the J Concepts race, but we only raced 3 times, and then we had 2 club races before this. So I don't know. It didn't feel like there was enough time. I didn't get my vintage car done because I just didn't have time.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So kind of feel kind of dumb on that one. By the way, it shows how little people actually read the flyer.
Oh yeah, there's so many people that were like, "Oh, they were having a vintage class. I had a car I could have brought, and
I'm like,
I didn't even know about it." Like, dang, dude. I
was like, yeah, it's on the flyer.
And how many people don't read the other classes on RC Sign Up? Like, they just find their class and bang, they're into their class, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, because that was on RC Sign Up, wasn't it? I thought I remember seeing it.
Yeah. Vintage? No, I didn't put it on RC Sign Up, I guess.
Oh, I thought you did.
But it was because it wasn't meant to be like qualifiers and stuff. We were just going to have a single main event on Sunday, basically to help break up the triple mains a little bit, to give you guys more time.
Yeah.
To get your stuff ready. I mean, that was kind of the idea.
Yeah, we were busting right through those. Like, there's like, it was like, well, and then like Chad Rico was running 2 classes with 1 car.
Yeah.
He ran 40 plus main, and then Kyle did too. He ran 40 plus main, and then another main, and like then come back and put the battery that they just run before back in the car, and then run again.
Yeah, and Jeremy Fells was running expert stock, and then the A main of was right after one of them, and that's why I put that brake there, because I knew he was needed to switch out his motor.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's running one car in 2 classes, like with different motor classes.
Yeah. So
a couple of bullet connectors would have gone a long way.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no kidding. No, you're totally right about that. Oh, I guess I did put main start at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. So.
Oh, really?
I didn't necessarily read the flyer either. I could have swore I had it at 9 a.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoops.
Oh. Thanks a lot, Alex.
It only affected one person, so.
Who did it affect?
Dane.
Oh, he showed up later?
He missed his mod 4-wheel main. The lower
Oh,
main.
really?
Yeah, because I started him at 9. I just realized
That's a bummer.
that. Well, I was like, I could have swore I put 9 a.m. and then, but wasn't I saying the last 2 days that we were going to start at 9?
I thought so. Honestly, I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I just need to know when doors open, because I try to get there when doors open so I can.
It was nice.
Do my stuff that I don't really do.
It was really nice. Having the doors open at 8 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah,
I just got to say.
Oh yeah. There's some of those races that we were going to, and they open the doors at like 6. Yuck. It's like, why even go to bed? it's like you feel worse having to go to sleep and wake up.
Do you remember the last J Concepts race at Smack Track that we went to? Well, that I went to. It was 2 years ago, and they had that ice storm. Was it Sunday morning?
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Well, I was too, because we all overslept.
Yeah, everybody overslept.
We all overslept. The hotel didn't have hot water. What else happened that weekend?
Forgot about that.
That weekend was a weird one.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
that was the B-dubs. That was the B-dubs that just like blew us off for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then the waitress cried at us.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I got all ticked off and wanted to talk to the manager, and he wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
And I got free food anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. But yeah, that morning I checked my phone, and I woke up late, and I'm like, oh crap, Emerson, we got to get going. And then I checked my phone, and it said, hey, we're gonna have delayed start, and I was like, thank you.
Well, we overslept to the point where I would have missed my lower main.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. But
that was bad.
It was bad. But man, this weekend was the exact opposite of all that. I tell you, man.
I think the vibe was pretty good. Everybody was pretty positive about everything.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was definitely nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I do want to say, though, that I wish people would... I'm trying to say this politely. I love everybody, and I'm really happy when you guys sign up for races, but if you're not going to come, don't sign up for races.
Yeah, I think that somebody needs to make a public service announcement about that. Like, it's like, hey, like, people count on you coming if you say you're going to come. Like, there's a bunch of guys that just do that. Like, they sign up for every race. I don't know if they're, like, trying to show that they have intentions of going to these races or what, but it's like they'll sign up for the same race on two separate races on the same weekend. You know, some of these guys will.
The J Concepts race had that. I saw that there was people signed up for the Chi-Town race and our race. So then I was like, well, what's going on? And then when I made everybody pay, most of those ended up coming to our race. But still, I was kind of confused on that one too. Here, the thing about it is like this race, I didn't require people to pay because we weren't full, and we weren't going to be full. Mm-hmm. So I'm a lot more lax on that. But I think what you might not understand is that I base the purchasing of awards on RC sign up. So if there's 265 entries, that's what I have to go off of, because if I short it and all those people do show up to me, and I talked about this with a couple guys on the driver's stand who were wondering about awards. They were like top 5, and I'm like, oh no, top 10 plus lower mains. Because to me, if you make the main, it's an insult not to get something. Even if you don't care, even if you're ticked off that you got 9th place, like you still get something, To me, it's an insult not to do that.
Yeah, I think it is too.
So
that's a big slap in the face.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
And I like the lower mains, but I make the lower main plaques no bigger than 4th place in the A main, Mm-hmm. But still, because I want the person who won the H main to feel like they got something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like there was a race. I'm not going to say what race it was. Well, the track isn't open anymore, but anyway, there's a race you and I went to a long time ago where, like, I bumped. Well, I was in the A main of 17.5 buggy. That was the last time I ever raced stock.
Yeah,
and I think I finished like 4th or 5th. Anyway, so
we just got a funny super chat. Tell your story, and then we'll get to it.
Hold on a second. Okay, so. I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Because only top 3 got awards or something. But that was the biggest class that weekend. And everybody in the lower mains, every lower main got the same size trophy as the person that finished first in the A main. Like, how does that make sense? Yeah. So a guy in the double I main gets this giant, 10-tier trophy.
Yeah.
And I finish 4th overall or 5th overall and don't get anything.
The crazy thing about that too is somebody who knows how much this stuff actually costs to buy. Yeah. That makes no sense whatsoever to me. That never did make, because I mean, a trophy this big, I kid you not. And nowadays it's probably even higher because I haven't looked over the last year with COVID and stuff. But even back then, a trophy this big is $50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why we don't do trophies, because they're so expensive. The only time we do trophies is if we're having like a 3-part series or something like that, you know?
Yeah. If we have trophies like that, I'm always like, man, this is an upscale event, you know. Like, is there a waiter in the bathroom, like waiting to hand me a towel or something? Like, this is great. Is there going to be a mint on my pillow in my pit? Dan Johnson super chat. It's $4.99 from Dan Johnson. His daughter made the Plex Spec AMA and bumped up. That was pretty cool. Nice.
How about doing a race for the case? People would need to blow a .1 to be able to participate. Prize is a case of beer. Well, okay. I mean,
Alex wouldn't be able to walk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to walk.
Alex has like a thimble of beer, and he's like hammered. He's like, I want another beer.
That could not happen at the Hobbyplex, unfortunately. Great idea, just can't happen at the Plex. Put it that way.
The idea that I heard
wouldn't be allowed.
Was shots. So like every lap you lead or something like that, you have to take a shot.
Yeah.
Or like every lap you have to take a shot.
Dude, there was a guy I knew. I can't remember his name now, but he was the Norca president at one point, I think, because I think I met him at the 2002 Norca Nationals at Twin City RC in Minneapolis. But he ran a track. I think he ran a track or something like that in Bakersfield, California, if I remember. This is going back a ways, so my mind might be vague. Anyways, they had certain corner marshals with no shirts on.
Oh, really?
And it was a special invite-only race that he was telling me about. Yeah, that'd be fun, but that wouldn't be allowed either. So, but it was a funny story. And I that actually did happen. I can't remember the guy's name, though. Boy, that's going to bug me for a while. Anyways. Yeah, things were a little different back then.
Yeah.
So we're like silent. We're thinking about it like, wow. That was really
It's a good idea. I need to open a track so we can do that. And then tear it down. That's the only race we'll have.
Yeah. Just one race.
Just one race.
A race for the case with topless corner marshals. Yay.
Yeah. Oh, topless? I thought it was just dudes without shirts on.
No. This was This was not dudes.
Were you there, dude?
No, I wasn't, but I heard about it and he told me about it. And I was like, man, I wish.
Missed out on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, there is a track that they might do that at. Yeah. I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. That would be interesting.
Yeah. I bet they would. I'd go down there for that.
I'd travel.
I'd put together the special car required for that surface and go down there. That'd be sweet.
That'd be freaking awesome. Oh, yeah. Now I know what track you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Eric Larson said breast cancer fundraiser. That's what it is.
Hell yeah, man.
It's a breast cancer fundraiser. We're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, we are.
The managers meeting's next week, so.
Woo!
Whee! Anyways, so what did we have? So we had, for those of you not in the know, will watch this later and be like, who are these guys? So, we just had the ProTech RC 1/10 scale spring offered championships at the Hobbytown Hobbyplex in Omaha, Nebraska. And, the last weekend of April, unless it lands on Easter, then it's the weekend before. But we always hold our big annual 10 scale race. And it's kind of weird. We do it at the start of our 10 scale season, which is our summer series, as opposed to the end of our winter season, I guess. It's kind of weird. Because because we do carpet off-road as well in the wintertime. And then we race our 8 scale on the big dirt track in the wintertime. So things are always kind of switched around at the Hobbyplex, but it works well for what we do. So, we've held this race on this date since 2014, when it used to be called the Novak race, in 14, 15, and 16. Then Novak went away, and the following year it was the TLR Cup, which was really good. I remember that race had 240 entries or something like that, didn't it? Thought so. And then TLR bailed on the sponsorship of that stuff, so the following 2 years, 18 and 19, it was just a Hobbyplex champs, and then we finally got ProTech and A-Main to agree to sponsor our race. So it's pretty awesome having a title sponsorship again. Just kind of, to me, it just feels more, I don't know, what's the word? Legit. Official. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. So we did practice Friday night. No, sorry, practice Thursday from 4 to 9, just kind of break the track in. And then we had practice, controlled practice all day Friday. We did a seeding round Friday night. And this is where it gets, for some people who are new to large events, seeding was something that came about a couple years ago when, because before, the old way of putting the heats together is you just hit random and it spits out a heat sheet. And then you might have, Ryan Cavallari with Bob the Builder, who's never raced mod before, in the same qualifying heat. And then you would need to do a resort right after that to clear out the difference in skill levels on the actual race day when everything really counts. Well, what seeding does, we basically just run a set of heat sheets at a smaller amount of time, like 3 minutes, and we look for your fastest 3 laps in a row. So you've got 3 minutes, usually about 10 laps or so, to put together your best 3 laps in a row. And then what that does is it gives the computer a gauge as to where everybody needs to be in the qualifying order. And then you resort the heats for Saturday based on that seeding round. And all it does is it just makes for cleaner qualifying to begin with, instead of having those massively different skill level sets in one heat. Makes for cleaner qualifying. It kind of gives everybody an idea of where everybody's at to begin with, you know?
Yeah.
Unless the loop picks you up on the other side.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on. Super chat from Jason Haley for 99 cents. Do I have Chad Dew's mailing address? No, I do not. But I bet I could get it. I bet I could text Scotty and he'd probably give it to me. Jason Haley says he's got a package for him. Interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know he knew him.
I didn't know either. No, but I'll see if I can get a hold of Scotty and I'll ask him. So there you go. There's your 99 cents. Anyways, so when I put the loop in, I thought about having the loop right up against the face of that big kicker jump onto the straightaway, but then I was like, let's keep it back a little bit. I don't know why I just didn't do it from the first place, but what was happening was our loop was so freaking strong that four-wheel drive buggies, especially when they were coming up on the other side to jump, even though there was a good, 2 feet from it?
Right.
And I had the lap counter set for minimum lap time. I thought I had it narrowed down, but there were still guys catching it, at 19, 20 seconds. So I don't know. The seating round for four-wheel drive was probably a little skewed, just because a couple of you guys, including you, actually got a good lap there at the end.
Yeah.
But, whatever. What are you going to do? I mean, all those, the thing is everybody in that one would have been in the same race anyways, regardless. Yeah. So it didn't really matter. Yeah.
I don't know why, because I had problems with my four-wheel counting. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 years ago, and I ended up I had to change my motor. I changed all my electronics, new transponder, whatever, and I put a new motor in it. It went away.
Weird.
And it's either my four-wheel counts too good, or it doesn't count good enough.
Yeah. Well, I was stressing out about it, kind of. I was hiding it pretty well, but I was like, man, this sucks, because I knew Friday night I was going to have to stay and move the loop again. And so all I did was I moved it literally 2 feet up, right against the face of that jump. And Emerson helped. I was actually pretty happy. My son actually helped me for once. But I think he just wanted to run the tamper, but either way. So we cut it out, and we moved the loop, and we tamped it all back in. And then I just kind of held my breath during practice Saturday morning and kind of watched the cars, and not a single car was hitting it. So, and it also gave me just a tick more room for the min lap setting to kick in too. So it really didn't become a problem. The only time that it did happen was if somebody wrecked and then like got right on the pipe and rode it to that corner. It could still pick somebody up, but other than that, it was fine. It was totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it all worked out. I was happy. So then Saturday, we do 3 qualifiers, and we take the best 2 results out of 3, and that's called qualifying points. And so if you TQ 2 rounds, you get 0 points. And then it skips the number 1, so second place gets 2 points, third place gets 3, 10th place gets 10, all the way down. And then you take your best 2, and you combine those points together. If there's a tie, then it takes those same 2 runs and puts the time together, and whoever had the fastest time out of those ends up in front. And then we ran AAA mains for 2-wheel drive mod and 4-wheel drive mod, and it kind of the same deal. You run 3 main events, and you take the best 2 points out of those 3 to determine the final finishing position. And then if there's a tie, it goes to points. It goes to time again, where it combines those 2 times. And in the case of 2-wheel drive, I believe that there was a 4-way tie for 3rd place or 4th place. Might have been, I think it was 3rd place. I'm pretty sure it was 3rd.
Yeah, I think it was 3rd.
Yeah. So it got crazy. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But all the other classes ran single 8-minute mains. And then we did bump ups from each lower main. So we took the top 8 in every class, and then we bumped 2 from each lower main. And we just made it all the way up. And we got through the mains. I think we were done at 3 o'clock. Does that sound right? We were done early.
Yeah, we were done at like 3 o'clock.
It was great.
That was great.
It was awesome. So, I think.
Could you imagine going to a big race like 5 or 6 years ago, like with like us, like you and I, like every single one we went to was at least an 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
And we got out at 3 o'clock, because there's the times that you and I went to Chicago, and we'd leave there at like 9 and drive home, and I'd leave your house at like 5. I'd just go straight to work.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even sleep.
There was a couple of those races where they didn't set the settings for the triple mains right, and so they were confused by how to award the mains. And it took an extra hour and a half.
Oh God.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was a struggle.
That
was a struggle. I was like, "Are we done? Are we?" And they're like, "We don't know where anybody finished." I'm like, "Can't you just do it by hand? Like, it's not that hard." Like, I don't want to say what track it was or anything like that, but I was like kind of ticked off, because we should have been on our way at 5:30, and we weren't. We were out of our at 7. Then we went to eat.
Because you gotta go out to eat.
Got to go out to eat. I mean, honestly, that's one of the best parts about going out to a big race is at some point in the weekend trying to go out and get some food.
Yeah, and that was one thing we had going on, man. Plenty of time to go get that food.
Yeah.
Go sightsee, whatever.
I mean, at the J Concept Series, we had no time.
Nope, no time there.
No time at all. We were done we had so many entries. We were done 11:30. So that was. Ugh. So I was kind of happy. To be honest with you, I was kind of happy with the turnout. I was hoping for 200, but it is what it is. It's fine. Like I said, that race never really fills up anyways. A lot of times it's prom week, so a lot of the kids are of that age can't come because they're doing that. It's a little early for graduations, but that was kind of what kept the the old J Concept Spring Nats from blowing up too big was because it was always Memorial Day weekend. So people either chose to race RC cars or go camping or have some graduation stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, why don't we just get into results?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So the first completed main of the day was a 13.5 short course truck. And this is one of those that I made a B main for because at the time there was like 13 trucks or something like that. And it got whittled down to 8, and then somebody jumped in at the last minute to make 9 trucks. So we had, for all these short course lovers, we did have a short course class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scotty Ernst, man. TQ and a win for the the golden microphone.
He's a truck drive. Yeah, he's a truck driving machine, man. Like he needs like a trucker hat. You know?
I think he'll
truck.
It seemed like Scotty really like he's just been on that short course train ever since it came about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And his truck looked good. I mean, really.
Oh yeah.
It didn't look like a dump truck. It looked peppy and happy, and it was fast. He had his daughter, I think, break in some tires during her B main. Yeah. So it worked out. Granddaughter, not daughter. Yeah, you're right. Granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Yeah.
Callie
Do. Callie Do.
Yeah.
Callie. That's a cool name. Callie Do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to say.
But that was kind of, he actually called me like a month ago. He's like, hey, we're thinking about coming up. He asked me about Plex spec, and I'm like, dude, bring her. Absolutely. So that was kind of cool. That was a fun time. He pretty much dominated everybody. I think the third round he was breaking in tires of qualifying. He TQ'd the first 2 rounds. And then what's nice about doing that is if you do TQ the first rounds, you can kind of use your third round to kind of either play with some stuff or break in tires if you need to. So it worked out really well.
Yeah, or you don't have to run it, like it not waste your tires.
That's
or
true.
Whatever.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, totally true. Chance Rolk, he qualified second, and that's right where he stayed. He got by Scotty. He made a pretty awesome pass on him. Got by him for about 20 feet, and then Scotty got back around him, and that was that. You know where the track is like diagonal? It'll be on the video that I post later, but that was pretty rad. Uh-oh. Oh, I lost Will. I'm like sad now. What do I do? Oh, here he comes. It's like I'm Garth on Wayne's World. I'm like,
Did I got you?
I thought I was having a Garth moment.
What does he say? He's like, huh?
They zoomed in on him.
I'm having a great time. He's like this on the couch. I'm having a great time. I'm doing fine. He's like, isn't this like in Scanners when his head explodes? And that guy's head explodes.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Gosh. Anyways, where was I at? That diagonal part of the track after the big tabletop. That should have been a really good passing zone. And with the short course truck,
you bet it was a great passing zone, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's where he got him at, and then he gave it right back. Didn't take too long.
Yeah.
Ashley McCormick qualified third, finished third. He got a 19 and 8 flat, so he just missed getting the extra lap. And I still don't think he could have caught chance on that last lap, but either way. Tyler Fleming had a good finish. He qualified 6th, finished 4th. Nathan Wolbers, who I believe was driving an X-Ray short course truck, which I kind of forgot that they made.
Yeah. Remember that? We even talked about it on the show, and we still forgot about it.
Yeah, we still forgot about it. Anyways. Yeah. He qualified 8th, finished 5th. Brian Keever qualified 7th, finished 6th. Chili Duncan kind of dropped. He qualified 5th, finished 4th. And then it was Ryan Kunzelman and Jake Poteet was the one that broke out. He got a 9th. Or I think his battery died. I think he pulled a sturgeon and his battery died on him.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Then after that was Plex Spec. Plex Spec had a pretty good turnout. I lifted the age requirement for Plex Spec. So you know how in big races, sometimes I'll do 15 and under.
Mm-hmm.
I just said the heck with it.
Yeah.
So, because then guys like Ryan Cox couldn't race in it, you know? Or even Lexi Bolin couldn't do it either. So I felt kind of bad. Okay, so this one, Lexi Bolin was your TQ, and then she, I think she also had a battery die. Is that right? Did you hear what happened?
I don't know. I heard her say like, "Oh, my car won't go."
Yeah,
and like,
I think it was a battery.
Yeah, then a big swear. And
yeah, she was mad.
Yeah,
like she was
passion.
She was really mad. Here, what did I get? Cannoli. That's pretty cool. All right, go on, get out of here. Anyways, so that left Cole Webb, who qualified 2nd. He was right behind her, finished 1st. But then, out of nowhere, was Eli Webb, qualifying 7th, ended up finishing 2nd. So you had the Webb Bros, who traded in their Rustlers for 2 10-scale buggies, moving to the top.
Yeah.
And then Grayson Stevie qualified 3rd, and he was going back and forth with Eli Vanderbeek and Ariana Smith for most of this race, and ended up getting in there and getting 3rd right at the end.
Yeah, the Webb Bros, they stick with it. I mean, they just love RC, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's kind of cool. I told, because TJ had a rough main day too, and he was kind of bummed out at the end. I'm like, dude, trust me, you did great. He should have gotten 2nd in independent buggy. But I'm like, between you and Bender and now these Webb Bros that are getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've got a interesting group of kids all of a sudden that have the potential to get, say as fast as like Jackson. Like Jackson got fast really quick.
Yeah. We have a lot of new blood.
Yeah, absolutely. So Eli Vanderbeek finished 4th, and this is probably the best I've seen him drive.
Yeah, he was doing great.
Yeah. Ariana Smith, it was the best I've seen her drive. She was in 3rd for half of this race and ended up finishing 6th, but I mean, still, that was a vast improvement just over the last couple of weeks. Ryan Cox finished 6th. Dylan Haas, John's kid, finished 7th. Lexi ended up finishing 8th. She had enough of a gap. Joe Zaire was 9th, and Sydney Johnson, your final bump up from the B main with the Volkswagen Slash, finished 10th. So that was pretty awesome. I like Plex Spec at big races,
Oh yeah. I tell people all the time it's probably the most important class of the weekend.
And a lot of times it's the most fun. I mean, the mains can get pretty hectic because everybody crashes. Even the leader crashes everywhere. So you never really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just utter chaos.
I'm going to try this real fast.
Okay.
It's okay. It's not really ice cream. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I've ever had one before.
now I need to drink something.
Do you have a kickstart?
I was going to save this, but now I need to wash that down.
What is a cannoli? Just like a tube full of whipped cream, isn't it?
I'm not really sure what that is.
I've never had one.
It's not ice cream though. Maybe it is, but it doesn't.
Is it
It's
cold?
free. Look, it's not really. It's free, so I'm not going to say anything. But at least I think it's free. She could have used my wallet and bought it, but
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going. Stadium truck, A main. So we had a good finish for Tyler Fleming. Qualified second, finished first. And Brian Burnt from Middle Pack got second.
Nice.
Nathan Walbers qualified third, finished third. Wes kind of dropped down after getting the TQ plaque, finished fourth. Chili, I think this is his best finish of the week, finished fifth. Justin Stevie finished sixth. Brian Cox qualified fourth, finished seventh, dropped down a little bit. TJ dropped down a little bit, finished eighth. Brady got a ninth, and Phil Palmer had a 10th. So at one time, we had like 30 trucks signed up. But I think because of the lack of tires, I think it killed it.
Yeah, it could be. I was gonna buy a truck and build one like last minute and not tell anybody. And it was in my cart, and I was like, "Wait a minute, let's see what kind of tires are available." And I looked, and unfortunately, there wasn't any to be had at the moment, so I didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah,
but yeah, maybe we'll see. See if I show up with the stadium truck and not tell anybody that I'm going to do it
at the STS.
STS.
Yeah, Saturday Truck Series.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have a truck for that gas truck.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
you're right.
I'm an electric truck.
No, yeah, I knew that.
Give me a trucker hat. I'm going to be a truck driver.
So expert stock buggy, pretty good turnout. Almost got the dash for cash. Or no, they did get the dash for cash. What am I saying? I was gonna say independent buggy had a lot too, but this was the second biggest class of the weekend. Nate Sutherland was on like next level driving on this one for stock.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
His car was really fast. He was attacking every corner, you know. His car, both of his cars looked really good after the back tabletop step up thing, and then you turned right there and held the inside on that. His car just hugged that the whole time in both classes from my vantage point.
Yeah. Right.
So he's
doing good.
He got the TQ and win. Jeremy Fellows got second. He got around Jackson there towards the end. And Jackson got third. So cool to see our two local dudes, Jeremy and Jackson, getting the top three out of that. Yeah. Chance Rolk had a really good finish. He qualified seventh, finished fourth. Scotty Ernst had a good finish, qualified ninth, finished fifth. Bradley Peterson dropped down a little bit to sixth. Chris Puller, seventh. Dustin Hosick had a rough one, finished eighth. Brian Viez, same thing, finished ninth. And Ruben King, I think he broke out pretty early in this one. I'll have the videos for everything that I haven't posted yet. I got videos for every single one of these races, and I'll have them on YouTube either later on tonight or possibly tomorrow morning while I'm waiting around for the pivot lending person.
Yeah.
But did Jackson TQ around? Or did he top seeding? I can't remember.
I thought that he TQ'd around. I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention.
I think he might have. Now I think he might have. So, let's see. 13.5 four-wheel drive. Kind of the same story. Nate got a TQ and a win. I think Kyle Gannon was on him pretty early in this one, but then trailed off as the 8 minutes kind of wore on.
Yeah, it's hard to keep that pace up like Nate was laying it down, you know.
Tony Sletton from Minnesota got third. Sarah Ernst got a good finish, finished fourth. Easton McCormick was fifth. Jackson dropped a little bit down to sixth. James Nelson finished higher than where he qualified in seventh. Ashley McCormick was eighth. Bradley Peterson was ninth, and Chris Puller finished 10th. 13 four-wheel drive was the biggest class of the weekend, so they got also a chance at the Dash for Cash, which was pretty fun. And then 40 plus was the next one. We had 2 heats of 40 plus, so that was pretty cool. There was an A and B main. I got asked if I would put all 12 in the main, and I just, dude, I can't.
Yeah,
it'd be a cluster. Like it would be
that would
less.
Be a tough.
It'd be less fun.
Yeah, it'd be hard to marshal. And then, if you're in a B main, at least somebody in the lower main gets a trophy.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. 12 is a lot. It's crazy because we used to run 12 at our nitro races too, and that was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of cars.
Yeah.
So, but Mac Vanderbeek, dude, TQing a win. He just went. I TQ'd round 3.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because he had already TQ'd, so I'm sure he was either testing something or breaking in more tires. At the same time.
Yeah, I think I saw something that was either going to be a Hail Mary and work really well or not work at all on his car for tires there for round 3.
Nice.
But, yeah, I think he was trying some stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, TQing a win. I just, actually, I think he came close or did lap me. I think he came close.
Yeah.
Because I could see the orange car out of the back of my head, when I was driving around. Craig Kruger kind of under the radar, really. In my opinion, he qualified 5th, but I know he had. I've known Craig for a really long time. He used to be Tom Rennerneck like back in the 90s.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Up there in like Fargo and Minnesota. Back in those days. So when we'd travel up for the Brian Galt Memorial Race. I think I went up there 3 years in a row. I mean, he was the one. Him and Chad Lundahl, both of them were the ones to beat up there. So,
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So Kruger got 2nd. Kyle Gannon finished 3rd. Rico finished 4th. I finished 5th. Cody Jandrakovic was 6th. Scotty Ernst was 7th. Brian Cox was 8th. Eric Larson was 9th. And Chris Puller was 10th. So I don't want to make any excuses, but 2 things. A, I'm really happy.
But you're gonna?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm really happy that I did not TQ this class again. Because then there's no expectation on me anymore.
Yeah.
For that. But also, my car got really weird. I was battling for 2nd for the good first 2 minutes of this thing. And then all of a sudden my car got really bad. So like really hard to drive and just really bad. And when I pulled my car off and I looked at it, my right rear insert had basically broken in half. And so I was basically driving around on a paddle. It wasn't a tire anymore. It was a paddle. So
I don't know how that happens.
I don't know either.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know how he did that.
Yeah. I keep finding, this is a running joke now, that I keep finding new and interesting ways to blow 40 plus.
Yeah, you do.
Because in South Carolina, I just epically failed. I glazed. I'm pretty sure I glazed over my tires, and ruined my car. At the J Concepts race, I had a battery failure. At this one, not saying I would have won. I don't know if anybody would have touched Mac, but this happened. A couple years ago, the first race I ran, I was TQ and I just crashed. So it all started with that. It snowballed from there. So,
yeah. It's like the one class you have yet to win ever.
No, Summer Series champ.
No, I mean, I'm kidding. Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. It like national level race.
Yeah, national level race. Yeah. I'll get there. I'll find a way to get there again.
Yeah, you will.
We'll do mini truck. Well, you know what? Let's talk about 4-wheel drive. So 4-wheel drive, that's the next one in the docket here. So AAA main results for 4-wheel drive. Alex Vanderbeek just destroyed everybody in both classes really this weekend. If you watch the video by lap 2 I think on this first 2 mains, he was already.
Yeah. That thing was hauling.
Yeah. Taylor Larson ended up second there was a tie between him and Chad Dew, and the combined time, Taylor got it by like 0.3 of a second. It was crazy how close it was. And if you look, Taylor's last lap is like a 20.7, and Chad's last lap is like a 21.1 or something. So that was the difference. Basically, the last lap of the last main. That being said, Chad qualified 5th. Chad Dew finished 3rd. I think that's one of his best finishes in a class other than short course at our track.
Yeah,
I think this is his 3rd time here. I think so. So that's pretty awesome. Aiden Olson qualified 4th, finished 4th, and he just had some crappy luck in both this one and the next one, the 2-wheel drive. Same thing for Nate Sutherland. He qualified 2nd, finished 5th. If you watch the second main, he crashed after the trip all by himself, and unfortunately the whole field went around him. And then there goes your track position from that point on. So, but he'll learn from that. Still, 5th place for Nate. You know, that's pretty good. He's going to be one to watch again this summer. Because I don't think.
No, definitely.
I don't think Rinderneck's. I think Rinderneck's moving away. I think he's moving to California if that's still on. So.
Oh.
So 4-wheel drive might get kind of crazy this year at the summer series. Not saying that Tom would be the one. Well, Tom probably would be the one to beat, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Drew Ruben King qualified 6th, finished 6th. How about Owen Vanderbeek qualifying 10th and finishing 7th? So the little dude moving up there a little bit, and he was a bump up as well. Mitchell Pavel finishing 8th. Chad Rico finished 9th, and then you, another bump up, finishing 10th.
Yeah. I ran really low tires on my 4-wheel, like slicked out in the middle, because I thought we were going to blow the track off every time.
Oh.
And
sorry.
The last round no, it's okay. It's well, and like, because I ran that other race and I didn't know we were up right away. I looked at the track and I was like, oh, I should probably change my tires. And I walked back to my pit. Will, you're up. It's like, oh, I guess I'm not changing my tires no more. So I come back out and just threw it out there and ran it. I could keep up, but it was hard to hang on to there.
Yeah.
Because we all finished on this lead lap every race.
The 4-wheel drive was nuts. Nobody got lapped, and the points were everywhere. There wasn't, other than the first place, there was nobody that was a consistent finisher in their position. It was just, it bounced around all over the place.
Yeah, because I got up to like 5th, I think, one of the mains, I thought.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I had a pretty decent one. I think my first one might have been my best one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever. I don't know. There's another one.
Yeah. Mini Truggy. So Mini Truggy, we had 2 heats again of this. So we had an A and B main, which was nice. And, Emerson, I let Emerson drive my car. I didn't want to run 2 classes at this thing because I was already kind of busy enough. I almost didn't race, period. So I'm glad I did, but I almost didn't race at all. But I was like, hey, you want to drive my Mini Truggy? Because we don't have a car. We didn't have a B3 for him yet, a B6.3 ready for him yet. I still got to get him one, actually. And if he wants to race it, to be honest with you, he might not even want to. But I'm like, you can race my Mini Truggy? He's like, okay. And then he practiced with it, and he's coming back. He's like, dude, this thing's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I like racing it. So I'm like, all weekend long, I'm just like, just don't break my truck. Please. Whatever you do, don't break my truck. My truck's perfect. Don't mess it up. So he qualified 2nd and finished 1st. And it was awesome because he was glowing afterwards. It's been a long time, honestly, since he's even won a race.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, you know, maybe this will kick him in the pants a little bit. Maybe he'll want to come to the track more.
Yeah, you get that taste of that high of winning.
Yeah.
You gotta keep chasing that.
Yep. Steve and Will, he came for the last round of the Winter Series, and so he was back, and he was your TQ, and finished second. And basically what it was if you watch the video, we'll have the video up later. But they were just kind of going back and forth with wrecks, really. So
yeah,
one would wreck, the other one take over, the next one would wreck, and then he finally was the last one to wreck, and it gave Emerson a pretty big cushion. Then Emerson crashed on the last lap and let him back on his rear bumper, and then he held him off. So it was really awesome. Dane Gangler qualified third, finished third. Ashley McCormick qualified fourth, finished fourth. Joe Zaire Jr. of the Ran Out of Talent podcast, he qualified fifth, finished fifth. Matt Robinson moved up quite a bit, finished sixth. Jake Poteet was seventh. Patrick Mitrovic was eighth. Don Drews was ninth, and Ronnie Wint was 10th. Matt and Ronnie were both bump ups, so Matt getting sixth out of bumping up was pretty good. And that was a fun race. And notice how I was nice and calm. And I tried it whenever Emerson races, my son races, I try really hard to either not announce it or try to sound like I'm not You know what I'm saying? I try.
Yeah,
I try, but it doesn't always work out that way. Mod 2-wheel drive. Let me get to this one. So Mod 2-wheel drive. Once again, Alex Vanderbeek kind of destroyed everybody.
Yeah, he did.
Ruben King, Drew Ruben King, qualified third, finished second, and Aiden Olson qualified second, finished third. And I thought in the first aim, was it the first aim main or Aiden was on Alex's butt?
Yeah.
And then crashed, and then that was kind of that. And then the second main, it wasn't. I think Aiden actually crashed out very early, and that's how Alex managed to get away so far. But in the third race, I think Aiden finished second, I think is what it was. I don't know. I got to look at the points, but they don't show them on here like they should. But either way, so the top three was set. It was cool having a local, either you or Aiden or whatever, being the top three, or Kyle. So it was nice having that local in the top three.
Because that was like, what, a four-way tie?
It's a four-way tie. Yeah, it is nuts. So as the race was going on, it was a five-way tie, and it all came down to time at that point. And Aiden was actually in sixth place before, I can't remember who crashed, and a whole bunch of people got by him. I don't know. I can't remember who it was. I got to go look at the video again. But then all of a sudden Aiden was back up into third, ahead of everybody on that four-way tie. Behind him, it was Rico fourth. You got fifth. Jeremy Fellows was in that tie for sixth place. And I think it was Kyle Gannon. It might have been Kyle. I think he was part of that four-way tie, and then something happened to him in that last main.
Yeah.
Kyle finished seventh. Taylor Larson eighth. Chad Dew was ninth, and Eric Larson was 10th. But here's the crazy thing, and this is how crazy it was. Points-wise, it was so close. You normally don't see this a lot at these mains, these AAA mains, but Aiden, Chad, you, and Jeremy had 8 points. Kyle Gannon had 9, and then Taylor Larson and Chad Dew had 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it's crazy how in that final main, Chad Dew, I was watching the estimated position on the lifetime screen. I think Chad Dew went from like 4th to 9th a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, it was bouncing around so much. So even though the finishing order is what it is, the actual racing was really close, like crazy close. Do you want to talk about your second A main at all? I know I see you smirking there. I know you want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it if you want. Yeah. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Well, did you set up the pass? Did you was it something you knew you were going to try to do right there, or did it just sort of work out because it looked like Rico blew the corner?
Well, honestly, if he didn't blow the corner, I was going to run into him probably because there was no stopping that car. I don't know if he blew the corner or if I scared him out of it. And honestly, because I didn't know what happened. Like, I know I snuck through and I got around the corner. I just punched it.
Yeah.
And launched my car off of the skimmer jump. Yeah. And I that's why I wanted to watch the video so bad, because I was like, man, did I push him out of the way? Like, did we like touch wheels or anything? I didn't touch him at all.
Nope, not at all.
Because like my car was so close to the pipe, I couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
So I just like snuck it in there, and as soon as my car came around, I just punched it. Like either my car was going to spin out or I was going to launch it off of that thing.
So basically,
that's how hard I launched on, or ripped on it.
Basically, that pass in that main and that corner will be one of the things that people talk about this race, honestly, for a while.
I hope so. Because I was like, man, hopefully that makes it onto Live RC or something. That'd be sweet.
Because that was probably the one of the closer finishes of the whole thing, but also like it's so perfect. Like as an RC racer, you hope to make the last lap, last corner pass for a win or for a third place in your case. But you just hope that you get the opportunity to make that pass and actually make it stick and have it be clean and not be a controversy in any way. And that's kind of what you got. So it was pretty awesome. It's pretty cool.
No, I was like, that was the highlight of my weekend.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was like, you could have thought I won one. Like
RC can sometimes be like golf in many ways. You could have the suckiest round of golf ever, but if you get that one perfect shot and get your ball up on the green and make the putt, then it makes the whole day.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that.
Yeah. No, that was, and if that was like what, 6 years ago, that would have been a race for the win probably.
Yeah.
You think about it that way. But,
yeah.
All right. You know what I mean? Just like other people have gotten so much better. And
yeah.
People have come to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Just Chad and I are old. Chad Rico and I are like the two older guys.
We got a super chat, and then we'll get to independent. Then we'll take a break, and then we'll wrap it up. So, Peter Renault, he just dropped $5 Canadian. If your brand new shock is leaking, does that mean X rings are toast, or should I try and repack it, or just use the red rings?
It depends on where it's leaking from, but more than likely, it's leaking from the gland of the shock. So I would probably replace the O-rings.
And you wouldn't want to use the regular red round rings anymore, right?
No.
You want to stick with X rings.
Yeah, you want to stick with those X rings.
Yeah. Yep. I've had a set of brand new like Element shocks leak before, and I just replaced O-rings in them and called it good. Used some green slime and called it good. And then they didn't leak for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Could it also be the cap sometimes though?
It could be, yeah. The cap came loose, or maybe you suck some dirt up there in the shock and it let the oil bypass over the shock shaft because there's nothing to seal on.
Okay.
That could be it.
Yeah. Either way, open it up and look at the X rings. So, Ooh, Peter says that X rings take 3 weeks to get there. If you got any green slime, couldn't you just coat it and put it back together?
I mean, you try cleaning them. It gets you by for 3 weeks for some quad rings or some X rings, but yeah, ideally you'd want to replace them.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question, but yeah. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah, thanks,
good
Peter.
Guy. Hopefully when Canada lets people out of their internment camps, you'll be able to come down and race with us. Did you hear about that?
No.
Dude, Canada's getting crazy.
Blame Canada.
Blame Canada.
They're not even a real country anyway.
Now, the Canadian government has apologized for Bryan Adams on several occasions. Okay. Independent buggy. I love independent buggy. I love independent buggy because it gives people an escape from Plex Spec without being thrown to wolves and expert. I've said this many times on this show. So, anyways, we just got a $10 super chat from Nick Nuthouse really quick. And he asked this or he put this on a comment, and I was going to comment back to it today, but I just haven't had time. He wants, can we please run a single 4-minute race of Mini B or a Mini T every so often on Friday? That mini last man standing race was awesome. And yes, actually, after we did that, I'm like, you know what? We should totally try to do this on like Fridays and stuff.
Yeah.
Do the $1 entry race and then just go from there. I think we will. As a matter of fact, I'm running races this Friday. So on Wednesday, when I do my little racing memes and announce, announce if we're racing or not, I was going to say, hey, bring your Mini Ts and Mini Bs. We're going to try to do a Mini B, a mini race. So yes, we will try to get one in there. I'd also like to get out the sumo table and do a sumo sometime on Fridays. I think that'd be super fun.
Oh, I forgot that was a thing.
Dude, the sumo thing was cool. That was the coolest thing about the Arma thing that we did.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, independent buggy. So this will wrap up our ProTech RC Spring Off-Road Championships. Andy LaChance gets the win. How about that, huh?
Yeah, that was awesome. So he actually texted me earlier. I saw it come up on the screen that he wanted a shout out, but we're going to get to him anyway. I knew we were.
Yeah,
so,
we were.
Anyway, Andy, great job. You're the man. You're the unbeatable dude in independent this weekend. You top seed, TQ and win. Did he TQ?
He did not TQ.
Oh, not TQ, but still won. Man, nobody's better than you, Andy. Like I couldn't believe it. It's so great. And you didn't crash. You thought chicken wings the whole time. And if anybody doesn't know, it's like Tommy Boy, like when he's like chicken wings, and he goes and sells his ass off at selling brake pads. Anyway, that was Andy. Did a great job. Couldn't say anything.
Honestly, we started making fun of Andy when he used to fall down all the time. Do you remember that?
Oh, I still do.
Okay, because that's
Andy
when I go, LaChance, because there was like a couple of races in a row there where he just stumble out onto the track and just fall down.
The LaChance, Scott Riggs is the one that said LaChance for the first time. But you have to put Nerf on everything to track Andy's there. Dude, I remember this time, man. That my absolute least favorite thing in the world is to get hit by an RC car.
Yeah.
You remember this? The time I was off of the track, not even on the track, and Andy launched his short course truck after a short course race and nailed me. Like full noodle, like 1,000-mile-an-hour short course truck right in the shin. Right in the. I still have a dent in my shin. By the way, that's why I can't wear pants or shorts anymore. I have to wear pants because my shin's all screwed up from Andy's short course truck, and that was like the maddest I think I'd ever been in my life. Getting hit, but I thought my leg was broke. It hurt so bad. Yeah, like it hurt so bad I couldn't put weight on my leg. I thought my leg was broke. Anyway, it was an accident. It's funny now. Boy, is it funny now.
Yeah, it's funny now. Man, my voice should be gone from the weekend, and it's not. It's it's gone from riding my bike today. Isn't that so dumb?
It's because you scream when you ride your bike the whole time.
No.
Just
I do sing. I'm one of those guys. I don't have headphones in, but I have my phone on the stem of my bike, and I have it blaring full blast to whatever music I like. And then but I don't have headphones on, so if somebody comes up behind me, I can still hear them. But I didn't sing that hard. I don't think. Maybe I was doing it in my car. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so then we got some good finishes from some guys who had some tough luck in qualifying. So Tyler Fleming finished off his pretty good weekend, finishing second. Joe Schnoes got the bump and then finished third. So that's pretty cool. Justin Stevie finished fourth. Brady Popenow finished fifth. And then your TQ Lucas Baker finished sixth. And we'll get to him in a second. Jake Poteet was seventh. Bender made the bump and finished eighth. So fender bender, get out of Plex spec, run an independent and 13.5 wheeler, makes the main. Phil Palmer finished 9th, and TJ Williams, he was up there battling, man, for second place, and his car broke. Or no, his battery died. That's right. I forgot. His battery died. So he made 6 minutes and 18 seconds, and then his battery quit on him.
Dang.
So he either had a bad battery or they didn't charge it. But he was up there. He was up there battling for second with Tyler Fleming, and yeah. So we'll have this video up later too. Your TQ actually put. I found this out later, but he actually put a first-person system camera in his car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and was recording the video to his phone. And what we think happened was that signal somehow screwed up his transponder or something, because his transponder worked for the first lap and then it didn't work after that at all. That's when I knew something was up. And then his car, after that tabletop jump, when he turned, his car just stopped turning for a second. So he lost all those positions, and then his car just wasn't the same after that. So I think the first-person system, the camera, was somehow messing.
I wonder if they had it. Yeah, I wonder if they had it plugged into his receiver to power it, and it just I
think so.
Pulled too much power from the rest of his electronics.
I think so. Plus, some of those are on 2.4 gig, which can screw with things. Because I remember I had to get my drone, and my GoPro was on 2.4 gig, and I had to shield my GoPro from the
RF noise, RF signal.
Yeah, something like that. So, I don't know. But still finished 6th with all that, so not terrible. They didn't really seem to care, so that's good. And then Rick Baker brought an associated RC10T.
Yeah.
For the vintage main, and he was the only one that had a vintage car.
Yeah, I got to drive it.
Yeah. So he won vintage. And then I have 2 plaques left over, so I took one of them.
Nice. You got second for almost building a car.
I got second for almost building a car. And then your Dash for Cash winners were Nate Sutherland finished. He won the Mini Team Melee, and then Jackson Anderson, Dustin Hosick, and Cole Webb won their respected Dash for Cash races. So that's pretty cool. So that kind of wraps us up. There's a couple questions on here. We'll get to them really quick because we're over an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll get pivot lending in real quick. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll take a couple questions, then we'll be done. So
okay,
all right.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. This is a pivot lending update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
Hi, this is David Olson with Pivot Lending, and with me today is
Don Zoller.
And we just wanted to give everybody listening the backstory on Pivot Lending and maybe what separates us from our competitors in the marketplace. Pivot Lending, we're going on our 20th year, and we're a mortgage banking company. We're different in a few ways that we have divisions of subservicing, divisions of third-party origination. We have a marketing team in one division. We also have business development. We work business to business, whether it's with a community bank or a credit union. We also work the retail side of the spectrum. So we're working with a lot of realtors. We're working with a lot of builders. There's a number of different ways that our organization has diversified as opposed to a standard mortgage banking company that's just generating a mortgage to the market and to sell it or potentially service it. We internally underwrite all of our loans in-house. We have 5 underwriters. We're big enough to play in the larger spaces, but small enough to be a boutique operation. We've got about 100 employees right now. We are in California, Arizona. We have offices also in Wichita. We're in Kansas City, Omaha, Colorado. Inside Colorado, we're in Denver, Boulder, and opening up in Colorado Springs. we're kind of excited and growing. We're moving into the New England market with a big partnership that also is a mortgage service provider to 234 different credit unions in the New England states. So a lot of things happening, and having Dawn locally is a huge advantage for everybody in the RC community. I know that not only myself, but the owner of the company, Brian Ottaviano, he's a hobby fan. He flew quite a few remote control airplanes and loves that piece of it. He also follows Aiden, my son's racing. And so it's great to be able to weave in the hobby into what we're doing and to be able to get back to the hobby because of the things it represents, I think are similar to things that we represent.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
No, he's not back yet.
I'm back. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Fussing with the cat.
Oh, your cat's down there?
Yeah, I put her upstairs normally, and my wife got home, and she must have snuck down here.
Oh.
That or there's a laundry chute that she might have figured out how to fall through.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I wish I just saw that.
I had a kitten once find her way through an open air conditioning vent and ended up in our furnace. Luckily,
did it die?
No, luckily it was in the summertime. So all throughout our house, this is my old house that I grew up in. All throughout the house, we heard meow, 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 and we're like, "Where is this coming from?" We finally figured it out, and then we freaked out, and we had to call a neighbor to come take apart our furnace to get the cat. So, again, luckily it was in the summertime. Otherwise, that would have been another horror story from the guy who tends to kill animals when he was younger. Not on purpose. Yeah. I didn't kill him on purpose, but we talked about this before. But luckily, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, questions really fast. We're going to try to get done with this very early. Steve RC, do you have a video explaining the whole racing process? Thought I had a handle on it. Well, no, maybe I should do that, but I did just explain it earlier. So rewatch this video. And but maybe that's something we need to do. I'll put that on my list of stuff I need to do with YouTube. I have all these ideas, and now I'm starting to run out of time to do it.
Yeah.
John Haas says my B-main truggy plaque made me feel a little bit better. It's pretty funny. Eric Larson says he's so happy to have evidence of him making the A-main.
Yeah.
Yeah. Palmer Bartlett wants to know how much is a cheap brushless motor in ESC for a Traxxas Slash? You can get them as cheap as $100 unless you want to go on Amazon and buy the cheap China stuff. I think you can get them as cheap as $50 or so. They don't last very long, but you can get them that way.
Yeah, I would just buy what you can from your local hobby shop because if something goes wrong with it, they can support it.
That's true. Know? Yeah, so we have a Spectrum system now that's $99. It's not too bad. Nick Nuthouse says the track looked awesome. Any thoughts of running it backwards every other time for Friday racing, or just change it up a bit without me having to do much work? So I probably wouldn't run it backwards for regular racing because the jumps just wouldn't be set up that way. And in order to set up the jumps that way, you would have to come in with the tractor and basically rebuild them to go the other way. I did think that this track layout that we have right now actually could be pretty fun going the other way if the jumps were set up that way.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, no, it'd be cool.
So, I mean, maybe it might be something we might do later on this summer. Maybe just to change it up, right in the middle or something. Something I usually got to think about for a while. I stew on it and then I figure out and then I just do it. But I did think it would be kind of cool to run backwards, as long as the jumps are set up correctly. So
yeah.
Dan Johnson says Sydney now has a B6.3 or a B6.3D. They just need to build it. So he got himself a B6 for his kiddo.
Nice, man.
Yeah. John Haas says that his A-main run for Dylan lit a fire under him. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Nuthouse says most cannoli consist of tube-shaped shells of deep-fried pastry dough that are then filled with a slightly sweet and creamy filling, and that's usually made from ricotta cheese. Best,
3 of Alex's favorite things.
Yeah, best served fresh. Steve RC says that he picked up 17.5 motor and just stock ESC for future buggy on Saturday. He heard people talking about either the Hobby Wing Wi-Fi Express or the program card. Is that something I need to have? So I would. I mean, the program card's only $26.99. There's honestly no reason not to have that because you get to play with some stuff. But the Just Stock doesn't have that many changeable features. So it's, I'm with mine. I've got a couple Just Stocks. With mine, I basically use it to change my drag brake. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
programming cards are nice. So you can definitely tune yourself out with them. Like if you have a higher end speed control.
For sure. That's about it. Matt Kessel says all of his 22X4's shocks have leaked after the first building. He sat the X-rings in fluid for an hour to swell them and then covered them in slime. And it fixed it.
Huh. Interesting.
Let me see here. Peter Renault, why don't Marshalls have flipping sticks?
I don't know.
I think in many ways that would almost be worse.
Yeah, I don't think people would be coordinated enough for that. Like, not everybody.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at flipping over cars with my foot. Not everybody can do that. I pride myself on being able to do that. Basically because I'm fat. I don't want to bend over. So I've gotten really good at taking my foot and flipping cars over.
Right.
Peter Renault wants to know if you can hold up your .3 body. Do you have one yet?
.3 body?
Yeah. Do you have one painted up yet?
The one on my car.
Oh, but that's the same body you were running, isn't it?
It's a J Concepts F2.
Right.
I always run J Concepts bodies.
Yeah. So Kenny got my body painted by Sunday. So I'm actually tonight I'm going to go home and sticker it up. But I'm going to run the stock body.
Oh, yeah. I run the J Concepts F2. I have all 3 bodies painted, and I've tried them all, and this is the one that I like the most.
Yeah,
it's my favorite.
I had an F2 for my Yokomo.
Yeah,
and then it actually fits on an Associated. Actually fits on a Losi. What am I saying? That's what I ran on my Losi all that carpet season. Was my Yokomo?
Oh, really?
Yeah, my Yokomo F2 body.
Oh, that's cool.
But I'm cheap, so I just whatever came in the kit, that's what I got.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Emerson's got his Techno Truggy today. It showed up in the mail today, so we're gonna build that.
Yeah.
And that body, woo! That body needs a paint job, and it needs a good paint job because that body could either turn out to be really ugly or it could turn out to be super awesome. So we'll see what it looks like. We shall see, but I'm excited for that. So, okay, last one. Dan Johnson wants to know what controller would you recommend for Sid? She won't need anything too high tech. Actually, for a kiddo size radio, I would say when we can get him back in stock, that's the problem. But that Futaba 3PM, it's the $100 Futaba radio. It's actually kind of small, so it might work in smaller kids' hands better than like a DX5 or even a Sanwa radio.
Yeah.
So without spending too much money, because an MT44 would probably be fine because it's kind of a smaller radio too. But DX5s are huge for little kiddos.
Right.
So I would say that but the problem is we don't have them because Futaba doesn't have any. So they're probably on a ship somewhere in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, waiting to come in still.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half. We should probably go.
Yeah, we probably should.
It's my anniversary. We may or may not go out to eat. I'm not sure. But my wife and I met July 12th, 2020. No, Jesus. July 12th. July 12th, 2000. So we've been together for almost 21 years. We got married April 26th, 2003 in the Hanscom Park gazebo in Omaha.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was really windy. And my mom actually bought her a horse and carriage to take her from our house to Hanscom Park. So they had a horse and carriage taking my wife to Hanscom Park, and her dad was in there too.
Oh,
so yeah. So,
that's great. I didn't know that. That's an awesome story.
Yeah. Oh, super awesome story. So Palmer Bartlett says, come on, I answered your question earlier. You just need to listen more.
Oh.
But anyways, so we're going to go. We might do something or we might just go home. I don't know. We'll find out. She'll tell me. Yeah. She didn't text me. You know why she didn't text me? Because she's sitting right over there. She didn't have to text me. She just has to look at me and give me the evil eye.
Hey, go eat, go to a nice place.
Yeah. So
pretend I paid for it.
Yeah, I will. Anyways, so this was the Hobbyplex show, brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show if you get a refinance or home loan, and you can get yourself a $500 lender credit or 0.125 off your interest rate, your choice. And that's Aiden Olson's dad or Don Zoller. We think it's funny if you call up and ask for Aiden Olson's dad. So
yeah, call up Aiden Olson's dad. Tell him I sent you. He'll hook you up. He'll treat you right.
Are you going to his graduation party?
Hell yeah. I got to go to Jackson's too.
I think I have to run races that day and then go to his graduation party. So
yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Okay. We should ride together.
Yeah, no, totally.
And you should drive.
I'll drive. That's fine. I'll get us lost.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
My car is probably too unsightly for their neighborhood. I could drive my truck. My truck's nice looking. My car's beat up.
I think they live out in the sticks, so I don't think it matters.
Sweet.
Yeah. Anyways, we got to go.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Yep, totally.
I came in from out of town. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.